They're undefined. We can't go and grab them off the wall, but we can talk about them in examples and descriptions. So it talks about point, line, plane. There's exactly one line through any 2 points, so it takes 2 points to make a line, and then there has to be 3 points on one plane. There can be more, but there has to be 3. We went through here and we named these just to practice naming them. So our new vocab for today, down at the bottom. This is new. You haven't heard of this yet in my class. You might have heard of it last year. But the first one, points are, or blank points, are points that lie on the same line. The word is collinear. C-O, linear. Those are points that lie on the same line. So in this example right here, P and Q are collinear. They're on the same line. Okay, our next one. Blank points are points that lie on the same plane. Well, if co means same for this one and they're on the same line, then points that are on the same plane are co-planar. Okay, so this right here for collinear, our example was P and Q. P and Q are collinear. P and Q come from this line right here. And then in this plane, are B, C, and D all in the same plane? Yes. So B, C, and D are coplanar. All right, to the back we go. Here are some examples. Number 1, or what's that called? Directions. Say, use the figure to name each of the following. Well, number 1 wants you to name a line that contains point W. Well, there's only one point W, and it's on this line right here. So name this line. Go ahead, name it. Line N, write it down. Is there more than one way to name this line? Absolutely. All right, so Carson said line N. That is correct. Linda, what's another way? Okay, just use 2, but very good. You can use, remember our symbol for line, VW, which I kind of didn't write the W. But could I, because I messed this up, could I change this to line VX and it be the same thing? Yeah. Yes. Any 2 that are on that line. Now I'm going to use line. Linda, will you open the door, please? VW. Any of these. Okay, so I could use line VY. I could use line YV. Okay, so I'm going to put dots so you know that there's way more than the 3 I listed. Okay, number 2. Jack, what does it say? Well, what plane contains point X? Well, is point X on this plane? How many planes do I have here? How many planes? How many 4-sided figures do you see here? Just one. Just one. Well, here's point X. So right now, without calling it out, write down how you would name this plane. Write it down. How would you name this plane? Aaron, how'd you name it? Plane P. Do you see this P in the corner? There's not a dot beside it, so it's not a point. So that's the name of our plane. So you could name it plane P, or you could use any 3 of these points that are on this plane. Except for what point? What point can I not use? T, because it's not on the plane. Okay, so any other three, I could say plane Z, Y, X. Any three, in any order. Now, is that the only way I can name it? Z, Y, X? No, so let's put some dots so you know there's way more than that. Okay, I'm sorry that this is kind of light on here, but these are two planes, okay? So this is like a four-sided figure right here. If you want to sketch it in, you can kind of see it. You can't see it as well in the projector, but that's one plane. Here's another plane. And then this line right here is going through both planes. Okay, so I'm just kind of setting the picture up for you. 3, name the lines that are only in plane Q. Here's plane Q. You see the Q in this bottom corner right here? So this is plane Q. Name the lines that are only in plane Q. How many lines are there?
2.
2. Now here's the thing about this little line right here. Didn't I say it takes 2 points to make a line? Yes. But a point is also an undefined term, which means even though it's not actually shown here, there's more than one on there. But I can't name it just with line G. But I can name it line N. Okay? So name the lines that are in plane Q. Well, there's line N and line what? Q. What about line P? Well, this is line P. You see this P at the top?
It's not only in.
Right. It's not only in Q. It goes out of Q and into, what plane is this? R. Very good. I know it's kind of light, but you see this R in the bottom corner? All right. Name the intersection of lines M and T. Well, when two lines, look, here's a line, here's a line. When two lines cross, when they intersect, that's a bad example. Let me use a pen. When they intersect, does it make a line where they intersect?
No.
No, it's just a point. So it says when two lines intersect, they're going to meet at one point. Well, here's M, here's T. What point do they intersect at? C. So remember, I can either just say C, or I can say point C. Name a point that is not coplanar. Well, if coplanar means they're on the same plane, then not coplanar means they're not on the same plane. So name a point that is not coplanar with points A, B, and C. Well, here's A, B, and C. All these are on plane R. So any point that's not on this plane could be what? Call them out.
P.
G, P,
M.
M, H, L. What about this one? D. Okay, so you could have listed any of those. I'll list D because it's up here. Then I'm going to list one of these down here. So let's just say G. Our points F, here's F, M, here's M, G, here's G, P, coplanar.
No.
No, they're not. Explain using your own words. Write it down. Take 10 seconds. No. Why are they not coplanar? Write it down. Well, doesn't have to be a long explanation. Short sentence. Does your reasoning match with mine?
Yes.
Why are they not coplanar? Well, because they're not on the same plane. Okay. Line T. Here's line T. Name it another way. Write it down. Name it another way. Line CE. Can I say line EC? Yes, I can. right. Intersection of lines and planes. So now we're going to talk about what happens when lines intersect and planes intersect. I already told you when two lines intersect, they make a what? Point. So let's fill in these blanks. The intersection of two or more geometric figures is the set of points they have in common. Two lines intersect at a point. Okay, so I know plane is an undefined term. I know I can't pick it up in real life. But we can pretend things are plane to help our brain. Okay, we can pretend things are planes to help us imagine it. So imagine the store's not here. Is this brick wall, could it be considered a plane? Just for our example. Okay. What about this brick wall? Is it four-sided? Yes. So when these two planes meet, they meet at that crack, right? Well, is that crack a point? Is it a plane? It's a line. Very good. So your next blank is what? Line. Two planes intersect at a line. All right, you got to put your thinking cap on. Because what they're giving us now, they're giving us information about a geometric figure, and we have to draw it. Keep in mind, I'm a math teacher, not an artist. Some of you draw better than me, okay? So use your imagination whenever I have to draw things. So here we go, number 1. Oh, yours is missing something. Okay, so pay attention and write this in with me. I printed this and it left out some important information. So what's missing right here is line QR. So it's supposed to be printed there, but it's not. Line QR intersects plane T at point S. So now we have to draw it. What's the first thing I should draw? Plane. I would draw the planes first. Always draw planes. So you don't have to look exactly like mine. Yours doesn't. But here's a plane. And I know the name of this plane is T. So check. There's plane T. Now QR intersects this plane. Does it tell me what side? No. So then it doesn't matter. Doesn't tell me, so it doesn't matter. But I know that line QR intersects this plane at point T. So a line somewhere is going to intersect this plane. Did I say something wrong? Yes. I'm sorry. It's plane T. It intersects at point S. Did I say that wrong? Okay, I'm sorry. It's going to intersect somewhere at point S. So let's put right here. That's point S. Now, can't I just draw a line through here? Do I know where point Q and point R are going to be? No. I don't even know that point Q's over here and point R's over here. I don't know. So, if you put them anywhere on this line, are you going to be correct? Yes. As long as they're on this line, you will not be wrong. So, put them anywhere. I'll put Q here and R here. See, I have my notes from last year, just to help me out because it's early in the morning. Look, totally different, right? But same thing. Okay. All right, line P lies in plane N. Okay, well, let's draw our plane. Here's my plane. Yes, ma'am.
Hey, when Brandon Gray gets a minute, could you let him know I have a checkout slip for him today? But can you know if he can come by and get it?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, plane in. So check. Well, line P lies in. It doesn't say it intersects anywhere. It tells you that line is in this plane. So here's a line, and it's called P. Is P a point? No. It's not a point. Line P. Remember, when we say it line P, that just means it's the name of the line. But what point is on the line? L. Alright, I'm going to let you do 3 by yourself, but you need some more information. Points X and Y lie on line CD. So fill in CD. No, it's not in a plane. Well, points X and Y lie on this line. Okay, well, here's this line. So there's going to be 4 points on this line. What for? C, D, what else? X, Y. Does it matter the order? Nope. Okay, order doesn't matter. Order is not important. Alright, you need some more information. So let's fill in this information and then we'll finish number 4. You see right here with the last word, you're missing line. So with line AB or line CD. Now I know I totally ignored the rest of it, so let's go back and read it. Lines lines AB and CD. So there's 2 lines. They intersect at E. Okay, well here's all these points. Let's go ahead and plot these points. I'm going to do it in 2 different colors. So I'm going to put line AB in one color. And I'm going to put line CD in another color. You don't have to. I'm just a color person. So A. Now let's remember that in order to plot these coordinate points, we go over first and then up or down. So start from the origin at 0, 0, go over -2 and up 4. That's point A. And then B is 0, -2. Now this is a line. So you can go ahead and connect those points. I didn't go through point B, but it's okay. All right, C and D. Now, what point did these lines intersect at? Yeah, what's it called? E. Remember, it told us lines AB, which is here, and CD, they intersect at E. So right here, where they intersected, that was E. Point F, well, where's F? I don't know. It hasn't told us. Point F is coplanar. Imagine that this grid is the plane. Okay, it is the plane. Point F is coplanar with these points, but not collinear. Well, not collinear means it's not on the same line. So as long as it's not on these lines, it could be anywhere else. So plot your point F. It's not on the lines, but it's in the same plane. Go ahead, plot it. Don't wait for me. Plot it. Raise your hand if you put F in quadrant 1. Raise your hand if you put it in quadrant 2. 3? 4? Okay, cool. Anywhere. That was kind of risky. I put my point on the very edge. Is it still in the same plane?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we have another fill in the blank. This fill in the blank is space. Space. It's the set of all points, okay? Remember, I keep referring to like outer space because a lot of this goes hand in hand. Space is defined as a boundless three-dimensional set of all points. So all of our points are just basically in a space. There's no bounds. All right, we're almost done. Let's use this diagram to answer some questions. Well, each plane, I named it as a four-slanted figure. But also, a plane is just a blank space, like a flat space. Okay, so most of the time it is four-sided. But in this example right here, this triangle, each side of this shape is a plane. So this is one. How many sides are there? This is 3D, so you got to use your imagination.
6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just on the top, right?
Right.
Okay. Well, what about this middle piece right here?
6.
Well, that's 6. But isn't this middle piece on this same plane as this slanted one right here? That's the same one. So if you think about this, this is one plane on the bottom. It's all one piece on the bottom. So we can't count this twice. But each side is another plane. So we have bottom, which is 1. And then let's count the sides. 2, 3, 4, 5. So how many planes are right here? 6. Two, name 3 points that are collinear. Collinear means that they are on the same line. Well, are G, H, and G on the same line? No. Well, here's a line, but it only has 2. So the only line that has 3 is D, K, J. So 3 points that are on the same line. D, K, J. I'm going to name those as 3 individual points. Name the intersection of plane HDG. Well, here's plane HDG. Right there. With plane X. 2 planes intersect to make a what? 2 planes. Those 2 walls make a line. So if here's a plane, and then here's a plane, they intersect in a line. Well, which line did they intersect? HG. You're missing some information for 4. At what point do line LM, and line EF, so LM, EF, LM and EF. Well, where's LM? Here's LM. Here's EF. Where do they intersect? They don't. Tricked ya. They don't. I'm sorry. So at what point do they intersect? They don't. They never touch. Our points E, find E, here's E, D, F, G. Are they coplanar? No. E, D, and F are coplanar, but G is not on the same plane. Okay. So no. Okay, the last 4. I just need you to tell me, is that more like a point, line, or plane? Do 1 through 4, and then check with your neighbor to see what they got. So once you're done, turn around and talk to your neighbor. All right. Caitlin, what did you say that number 1 was most like? Yeah. Sorry, is there more than? Yeah, there are. Caitlin Kendrick. What is a plane? A blanket. Okay, it's like more like a plane. All right, other Caitlin. What did you say for number 2? Stripes on the sweater. Line. Very good. Okay, now this is kind of a bad example using our desk because your desk. But look at this. Either of these black tables. The edge of it. What's it most like?
Point.
A point. Very good. But wait. Or is it talking about this edge? That sounds more like it? Okay, so it depends, right? Are you talking about the edge of I guess it's talking about this one. All right, the edge. Okay, so that's more like a what? Line. And then the corner of a desk is a point. All right, so I had an activity to do today, but we're not going to have enough time, which is fine. We'll still do it tomorrow. But I did hand out